Hello, everybody. How goes it? My name is George Connelly, and welcome back to the George Connelly podcast. This is episode 2 now of season 2, and I am by myself once again. This is actually the first time I've been by myself in a month, and what I'm going to be doing is something similar to what I've done, but also rather different to what I've done before. Usually in my earlier podcasts, what I do is answer 5 questions every podcast. And I will be answering questions this podcast as well, but I will be answering much more. Many more? I think it's many more questions than I did in my previous podcast. I have this app. No, it's not an app, it's a website. You can go to it too. It's called conversationstarters.com. This is not a promo. And basically it just gives you random questions and topics of conversation, and I'm just going to go through, I don't know, I'm going to count how many I go through, and I'm going to stop at a certain number, and that's probably going to be the number of the podcast. So like I answer 1,000 questions, which I probably won't do, or else that will be a terribly long podcast. But I think that for like a future podcast, I want to answer a massive amount of questions. But that'll be further down the road. So I'm just gonna start, and let's see how many we get through. First one is, let me just write it down. All right, perfect. Which is better, being the boss or an employee? I have not had a paid occupation in my life. I picked up an internship at a retirement home. It was more of a volunteer feel, and I was obviously, I wouldn't title myself an employee because I was a volunteer, but I would assume that being the boss is better. I can't speak truthfully upon that because I have been in either position, but that would just be my guess. Next one is, do you believe in luck? Do I believe in luck? I'm not. I mean, I guess I agree with the likeness of the concept of luck. You know, when a good thing happens to you that's unexpected, that's luck, is it not? I feel like a better question would be like, do you believe in karma or something like that? I'm pretty sure luck is a pretty generally accepted concept. Maybe that's just me, but question 3, what's your family like? My family is pretty large. There are 6 people in my immediate family. I have a mother, a father, and then we have my oldest brother, John. Then we have Will, my second oldest brother, Caroline, my sister, my oldest sister, my only sister, and then there is myself. I am the youngest of 4. In terms of ages, I'm not sure. John is 19, he's a freshman in college. Will just turned 18 a couple weeks ago. So that means Caroline is 16 and I'm 15. Yeah. And other than that, outside of my family, my father has a sister and a brother. Both of his parents are alive, so on my father's side, both of my grandparents are alive. My mother is one of 5 sisters, so I have 4 aunts and 4 uncles on that side. My mother's father is alive. My mother's mother, my grandmother, is no longer with us. So that's generally my family. From where they are, most are in the United States. I'm going to be very general with that term because I'm not here to expose any information. Yeah, we're all in the United States, though. Next, what did you do on your most recent birthday? My birthday was like 10 months ago, so that's hard to remember. When I turned 15, it was a Saturday. It was a Saturday before my brother's graduation, and I'm part of a news team at my school, so I went down to our high school and I set up for the graduation because we had to set up because we were live streaming. So I set that up, I played some basketball. It was definitely a low-key day, which is a day that I like. Had cake, all that good stuff. Pretty sure it was ice cream cake. I'm not sure if you qualify that as cake. But that's what I did on my most recent birthday. Fifth question. What countries have I traveled to? I have only been to 2 countries, the United States and Canada. Next. How many email addresses do you have? Oh boy. I'd say upwards to like 7. Because before the whole Google Plus integration with YouTube, whenever you'd make a new YouTube account, you'd get an email under that YouTube account username. And before Google integrated with YouTube, I made a lot of different YouTube channels. So I mean, I don't check them. I have a personal email, which is where I talk to maybe family that I don't have the phone number to, or I do other stuff like get school emails, email my teachers, such stuff like that. And then I have a business email, which you can find in the description of my bio. That's georgeconnellyvine@gmail.com, which is where I talk with business inquiries. I haven't talked to any in a while because it was primarily for when I did Vine, and I had a bigger following than I have on YouTube, but I'm still going to keep it around. I don't think I want it to be George Connelly Vine. I want it to be like George Connelly Media. I'm actually going to write that down because I want to change that. There we go. Change email. Thank you for reminding me, conversation starters. Question 7. What is your favorite day of the week? My favorite day of the week, huh? I'd say my favorite day of the week is Saturday for a couple of reasons. Saturday is the first day of the week I get to sleep in, unless you're counting Sunday. But I'm saying, like, the school week, you don't sleep in on Friday. People like Fridays, but I like sleeping in. And when I say sleep in, I don't mean like noon. I mean like 8, 9, or 10. And then I like that day because usually now I have baseball games on Saturday, which is fun having a morning baseball game. There's always Major League Baseball games that I like to watch. So I just like Saturdays a lot. It's in the middle of the weekend. Next. Do you prefer to cook or order takeout? I prefer takeout. I don't cook very often, and if I do cook, it's breakfast. And when I do cook breakfast, it's actually not awful. It's good for my taste buds, but I don't think many people agree with my taste buds. Question 9. Are you a pessimist or an optimist? I like to pride myself on being an extreme optimist. Question 10. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Ah, man. When I go to ice cream shops, or do you call them ice cream shops? Ice cream places. I very rarely get ice cream. Why, you ask? Because I like root beer floats. I actually collect root beer bottles. Here they are. Yeah, you hear that? I usually get a root beer float, which has commonly vanilla ice cream. So I wouldn't say vanilla ice cream is my favorite. If I have to get just an ice cream, I'll probably go mint chocolate chip. So that was a 10th question. Next, what is your favorite meal of the day? I like lunch. I'm not sure why, I just enjoy it. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm not going to go deep into this saying like, well, I want to be healthy. I'm just going to say the thing that I like the most that I would eat for the rest of my life. And that would probably be, oh man, that's a stumper. If you know how I feel, why would you say that? I'm probably going to go with like a hamburger or bacon cheeseburger with fries. I added the fries in there, and that's legal, I'm guessing. Next, would you rather be the most popular kid in school or the smartest kid in school? I'd be the smartest kid in school because popularity means absolutely nothing. Do you believe in fate? Number 15. There are a lot of these do you believe in questions. Do I believe in fate? Oh yeah, I believe in fate. Like you're destined to be. Yeah, sure. I believe in fate. Have you read anything good recently? I have. I just finished reading The Things They Carried, which is about the Vietnam War. Tim O'Brien, a veteran of the war, describes some short stories about that. It's a pretty mature book, so I do not advise you listen or read it unless you have a strong mindset towards it. I also read An Invisible Thread by Laura Schroff, I believe her name is, and that was a really good book too. Both of those books I would recommend to a friend. Next, What's better, having high expectations or low expectations? A common misconception is that people have low expectations so that they can exceed their expectations, but on the contrary, I feel like having high expectations gives you something to go for and high ambition. And ambition is something so valuable. It's something that drives you. And even if you don't get, I'd rather not achieve a high expectation than achieve a low expectation. Because when you achieve an expectation, it should be a good feeling. But if you're achieving a low expectation, it's probably not as good a feeling because you know that you already set the bar low for yourself. That's just my personal take on it. Um, Question 18. What is the first thing you think of in the morning? That's a good question. The first thing, I don't even know. What I usually do is on school days at least, I wake up and I usually just go right to unplug my laptop and put it in my backpack. But I've been doing that. I do that 5 days a week, so I don't really think I think about that. I'd say the first thing I think of is what I'm going to wear. And I'm not saying that like, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear? Because I don't have a great taste in fashion by any stretch. My fashion is, I mean, it's not like awful. I just don't really find it interesting what I wear. But I need to find something to wear in the first place because I'm not one of those kids who shows up at school in sweatpants, and I wear khakis or corduroy to some or something like that to school. I like to look presentable when I can. So that'd be the first thing. Um, Question 20. So if this is question 20, let's go for 40 questions. That's what we're going to go for. That's the number I'm going to put out there. We're halfway there. And 12 minutes in, this might be a longer podcast. How often do you use your phone? I use my phone pretty frequently, but not for the reasons normal people do. I'd say I don't know how to classify how often, you know? Like, it depends on if I'm getting texts or if I'm calling people. I'd say I check my phone 20 times a day. I check emails, I check social media platforms. 20 sounds like a lot, but really in the grand scheme of things, people are doing it a lot more. But I mean, it's easy to blame stuff like that. 21. Do you read reviews about a movie before deciding whether to watch it or not? No, and that has definitely sometimes blown up in my face. I never read movie reviews because I feel like if I hear something, then I will agree or at least contemplate their opinion and have that opinion in my mind throughout the entire film. And I love cinematography and I love watching it and I like having my own opinions, and I feel like hearing someone else's opinions kind of destroys my own thoughts. I mean, even if it's a bad movie, at least I know it's bad because I don't think it's good. If I see a really good movie, but everyone else is saying it bad, I feel like you'd kind of go in saying, "Oh, this is going to be awful," and not have an open mind. Next, what is your favorite party game or board game? Monopoly, by far. What is your favorite childhood memory? I'd say my favorite childhood memory would be going up to New Hampshire. Um, we did it like once a year in the summer, and we'd go to my grandparents' house, and it was a very nice. I mean, it wasn't like a mansion or anything, but it was a lovely house. And then I'd meet up with my cousins who I hadn't seen in a while, and we'd all sleep in like triple bunk beds. It was just a lot of fun. That house burned down, which was pretty sad though. What's your family like? I'm pretty sure I already answered that. Um, what's one of your worst habits? Question 25. I'd say one of my worst habits and worst traits is the inability to ask for help. I like to be very independent, but I feel like it's definitely one of my weaknesses to not ask for help and try and do things on my own. 26. What do you carry in your purse/wallet? Nothing. I do not have a wallet. What do you wear to sleep? I'm starting to wear gym shorts to bed now because it's a little bit warmer, but I mean, before that, just pajamas? I mean, I'm not really sure how I'm going to answer that. Who is your favorite actor/actress? I'd say Paul Rudd. That's 28. What are your hobbies? Juggling, baseball, watching football, making videos. Quite honestly, this podcast is pretty fun. So yeah, stuff in that realm. Question 30. Would you be willing to reduce your lifespan by 10 years to become rich or famous? No way. Que va en español. No, I would not be willing to do that, because if you want to be rich and famous, then just go for it, and it'll be more fun obtaining it than, working for it and then obtaining it than having it just fall upon you, which can be very stressful. What is your favorite cartoon? I don't really watch cartoons. I never have. Who is the last person that you called or texted? Last person, let me check. Last text is in a group chat with a couple of my friends. I'm not going to list all their names, but yeah, that was it. What was the last picture on your phone? Oh gosh, why do you want me to keep going on my phone? The last picture on my phone is not a picture, it's a video of my cat meowing. Interesting, is it not? Well, it's not my cat, it's the family's cat. What is the biggest priority in your life right now? Question 34. I'd say the biggest priority in my life is not stressing too much over things that are relatively out of my control. And focusing on things that make me happy, because I feel like there's a lot of things in everyone's life that they can focus on and get obsessed with that just make them more stressed out. And, stress is healthy to a certain extent, but I'm just trying to avoid it at all costs. The healthy stress I'm fine with, because that's motivation. But, focusing on YouTube isn't my highest priority, but it's something that I invest time in because it takes my mind off of some of the more stressful things in life, and it's something that I legitimately enjoy. If you found $100 on the ground, what would you do with it? Right now, I would go out and I'd spend like $10 on gum and soda, because I like gum and soda. And the other $90, I'd probably buy a really nice pair of sunglasses. Not like Oakley's or Ray-Bans, but a pretty nice pair of sunglasses. Because I have sports sunglasses, but that's it. What is one thing that you would like to change about the world? Oh my goodness. One thing I'd like to change about the entire world. I'd say I would change stereotyping and having like a set destination for your travels, if that makes any sense. 4 more questions to go. What do you usually eat in the morning? On school days, I go with whatever is quickest. Usually Honey Bunches of Oats cereal, which is just a lovely cereal. Occasionally I'll have toast with peanut butter on it. I should have just said peanut butter toast instead of toast with peanut butter on it. But on the weekends, I usually make myself like scrambled eggs or something of that nature, which is a lot of fun. Occasionally oatmeal, if it's a good flavor. Question 37. Let's load it up. Still loading. So how's your day been? Good? Glad to hear. While I'm waiting for this to load, I might as well talk a little bit. Oh, it just loaded. Where do you work? Right now I don't have a job. Nice use of a question. I've already had that question. Come on, conversation starters. Too many repeats. How would your friends describe you? I have no idea. I'd hope that you'd use words like happy, optimistic, considerate, and yeah, just positive words. Okay, last question. These are all repeat questions. What website do you visit the most? YouTube, and I'm not just saying that because this is a YouTube video. That is 40 questions, and we beat 20 minutes for the questions. Well done, guys. That's on you. Good on ya. Okay, before I go, I would just like to say that I thank you all for watching my videos throughout this time period where my channel is in a very I would say it's in a transition, but I'm pretty sure I'm fine with how my content is getting pumped out now. I think I like the format of having a set date for a check-in, which is this podcast, which is every Friday. Season 2 is here, and it's not going to be as short as Season 1. Again, Season 1 was far too short. I would have made it longer if I could have, but that was kind of my schedule loaded up on me, and it was out of my control. But I think that my Monday videos are they're the views have been better, which is not what I'm focusing on as much as the quality of the content right now, because without quality content, people won't come back, and that's where subscribers originate from. But quiz yourself. I don't know why I keep bringing it up. I just need to let it go. But that wasn't something that was exactly beneficial for my channel. It was time consuming, and it didn't translate into what I wanted it to translate into. But I think that by letting it go, it was a good decision, because I've been led into forcing myself to be much more creative with my time. Putting out videos that kind of show my personality better, because I was more of a robot than anything on Quiz Yourself. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you guys on Monday with a new video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely comment. I know that I just said that, but if you have any ideas for a podcast, I am more than willing to field them, because you guys just are subpar at leaving me comments. It's probably because I don't have many people go this far into the podcast, so I should probably say that at the beginning, like even before I introduce myself. I'll just be like, comment on this video. Hi, I'm George Connelly. But that's 22 minutes, which is 22 too many. No, I'm just kidding. I'll see you guys later. See you on Monday with a new video. Thanks.